Hey there y'all, welcome back to Homemade Collectibles channel, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers homemade Autobot Arcee action figure from the new Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. This is a transformation video, part number 1. And first, before we transform the figure, let's take a look at the motorcycles. This is an inspired Ducati motorcycle, which is the motorcycle that Arcee transforms into in the film. And as you can see, we tried to replicate the real model as accurate as possible, but also transforming into a robot. So you can see it's got the official Ducati logo. It's got, here's the front with the mirrors on the side right there and there. And you got the wheel right there, and you can see it looks pretty good. Here's the back, and you can see there's the seat on the top right there. There's the other side. So really nice looking motorcycle. And what's really cool about this figure is you can actually pull this apart, and these are actually the heel stands. So you can have the motorcycle stand like that. With the heel stand. Sometimes you have to bend it like this a little bit because it is tucked in there, and also the other side does also have the heel stand, so you can see like that it stands. But you can also display the figure without the heel stand, and it will still look pretty good, as you can see right here. Just a little bit adjusting, but so figure does also come with an accessory. This is Arcee's blaster, and which she can hold, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So to transform this figure, first you're going to loosen this, which in vehicle mode should be like this, right? There's a little tab right there that you can see goes into the wheel, so these two are stationary. You just unpeg like that, lift this up a little bit, and you can see that's step number 1. Then we're going to come to the sides here, and we're going to unpeg from this black tab with the stapler right there, and this peg with this, as you can see, and we're going to untab that nicely. Going to do the same thing on the other side. No, actually, let's leave it like that, and let's start by untabbing the back side of the vehicle like this. Untab it like that, and that's going to loosen this middle section of the motorcycle, right? Which you're going to leave it like that. Then you're going to come to the other side of the vehicle, and then you're going to untab this box side with the middle section of the motorcycle. And if you see a lot of these black marker pins, that basically means that one of these, which is a tab, goes into that, and as you saw, that creates rather a vehicle or robot mode. So we're going to do that. That's basically what that means. So basically the vehicle mode is like this, and if you turn it to the front, this is where the front of the motorcycle would be. You flip it down, and you can see Arcee's body and her legs right there. So you're going to actually fold in these legs down, and then you're going to come here, which this is the back side of Arcee's robot mode, and this is the middle part of the motorcycle, which we unpegged. You're going to come and take where this would have been, that heel stand to hold the motorcycle, and it's actually going to become part of the transformation. So what you're going to do is you're going to tab this, which also has a black indicator, with this. So I'm going to untab it like that nicely, and then fold that down, and that's basically one of Arcee's legs pretty much done right there. So going to come to the other side, where this one has the wheel, right? So we're going to untab the wheel from the middle section of the motorcycle, and then we're going to pretty much do the same thing with that kickstand for the robot or the vehicle mode, and we're going to untab it right there. So, and sometimes you have to gently fold in the motorcycle part, and let's see if I can tab this in right here. There we go, a little bit tight on that spiritual joint, but basically there is that completed. And then for the wheel, you're going to fold it back and then you're going to take this peg, which would connect to the sides of the motorcycle, and connect it right here, and that basically gets the wheel to the back. And there you can see Arcee's robot legs are pretty much done right there. So now you're gonna come to the back of the robot mode, or the back of the motorcycle, and this is basically how we started. We started with the wheel here, basically the motorcycle here, and then the back would have been right here, and we basically created the legs, and we're going to finish off. So this part is pretty easy. You're going to basically unpeg this, which are Arcee's arms, fold it out like this, you can turn it to the other side, and so you can see Arcee's arms are right there. And then you're going to now pretty much do this step here. This is the front of the motorcycle, and you're going to take this tab, and then it's going to actually tab right over there. You can see the black spot right there, and this is Arcee's body. So you're going to tab it in like that and fold it down, and when you fold it down, it creates Arcee's chest, which what really nice thing about this Arcee figure is that the front of the motorcycle actually becomes the front of the robot mode. So yeah, actual chest piece, and it actually works. So really cool for a small figure like this. I think that's brilliant. And then you're going to come to the back, and you can see this is Arcee's head, and there's a black tab right there, and this is basically the back of the motorcycle. You're going to basically fold it up and then tab this in, or this tab would have been right behind the wheel. Fold that up, and then the official instructions, or you can actually, before I mention it, you tuck this away, and then the official instructions doesn't mention it, but you can actually take these, which would have connected to the middle of the motorcycle, and tab it in right there, because this is how the instructions wants you to have the robot mode, which you have this thing just dangling out. What you're actually going to do is, this is a really nice feature, is take the tab and then just kind of tuck that in, and then you do the same thing, you tuck this underneath that, and you can see that kind of keeps the backside of Arcee's robot mode without all that kibble hanging out. And as you can see, we have Transformers Rise of the Beasts Autobot Arcee in her robot mode. And what's really cool is, if you've seen the video with our Transformers Rise of the Beasts Mirage origami figure, you can see that this figure is a little bit smaller, because for size accuracy, and not going to be 100%, but this is supposed to be inspired by the core class Transformers Hasbro figures, and so you can see it is pretty small, but not too small where it's not going to be compatible as a Transformer figure for origami homemade item. And you can actually, this tab is in the way, you can simply tuck that in somewhere, kind of get it out of the way, or just kind of fold it in like that. And what's really impressive about this figure, by the way, is all the detail you get into Arcee's robot mode, and not having so much kibble anywhere. And you can see in the movie, Arcee actually has her wheels on the backside of the robot mode, and also in the bottom too. Now, we couldn't replicate 4 wheels here, or 2 wheels here, or 2 wheels up here, but we tried to accommodate based on the design to also have a transform and be a homemade origami figure. But what is really impressive about this figure is the articulation. Arms can go side to side, but also it has a elbow joint, so you can pose this figure way more than if you've seen our Mirage Porsche origami figure. This has more posability. Not only that, but the legs can go side to side, but also there's articulation in the knees for the transformation. So yeah, double joint knees. You can have a lot of poses here, a lot of cool poses. This one doesn't do it so well because of the articulation, because of the kibble of the robot mode, but it's still really impressive for such a small figure like this. Now you can also peg in Arcee's weapon. There is a peg in the back, and you just peg it on this arm. And with the Rise of the Beast movie, a lot of the robot modes have these arm cannons. Their arms or his arms, like Optimus's, Scourge's, and almost all the characters, their arms transform into weapons. So you can actually replicate that. It doesn't look like she's holding her weapon. It looks like her arm transformed into the weapon. So really impressive figure. Definitely a really nice figure, especially for the size, with all the articulation you get, and for being a motorcycle. So this is part 1 of the transformation from vehicle to robot mode. We're gonna do another one where it's vice versa. Thank you for watching.